Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Beard, the Ginger, and the Glasses. I'm the Beard,
I'm the Ginger.
and the Glasses has the flu right now, so he is not here, though he should be here for next week's episode. So, Days Gone. This game has been around in the works for like years. Okay, it's too long. For those of you not know what Days Gone is, it is a motorcycle zombie apocalypse game. It's like World War Z, and the motorcycle had like a love affair, and they had a game. They made a game out of it, and it's been in like development for like, I don't want to say the wrong word. I think it's like 2 years, 3 years. It's been a while. Anyways, so the game is officially finished. So that's good. I'm hyped. You as well as me know, I know that I love zombies. I love anything that has a zombie. I like dead things, but not actual dead things. Just fictional dead things. So
Damn, April's going to be a very busy year.
quote of 2019. April's going to be a busy year.
Month.
It is. In-game's coming out.
Days Gone went into production in January of 2015.
Okay, so it's been 4 years. Longer than I expected. But yeah, we're going to have Days Gone. We're going to have in-game. Really hyped for in-game. Are you hyped for in-game? Ant-Man's going to be an in-game. I feel like Ant-Man could save that movie, okay?
I feel like I have a feeling it's going to be very, very unsatisfying and quite a letdown.
You know, I would have to disagree with you. I just feel that, if there's one or two things that they could do, if they do them wrong, it could.
They're already on they already set up the train and let it go for the wrong.
Well, I'm just gonna roll with it. Okay, it can't be worse than Dark World. Can't be worse than Dark World.
I feel like it can, very much can.
Can't be worse as Incredible Hulk.
Oh, it probably can.
You really think it's gonna be that bad?
I think it has the potential to be very bad.
Okay, why? What specifically do you think?
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel is not that bad.
No, I'm not saying the fact that Captain Marvel is a bad character per se, just that the fact that they're doing the classic trope of introduce strong character capable of defeating main bad guy very easily.
That was my whole pull to Infinity War, is the fact that none of these characters by themselves could take down Thanos.
Exactly, by themselves.
So they would have to have a team.
And they already have they're already split up because of the events of Civil War. So if they were to just get together as a proper team and fight, then they would have a chance. But
I was thinking about a scenario. What if Tony Stark, Doc Strange, and Spider-Man never went to not Mars, they went to like Titan or something, and they just went back like everybody else did to Wakanda? Then what if everyone was there? Then you would have had the Time Stone, the Mind Stone. You would have had Scarlet Witch.
So you're talking about they never got on the ship?
They got on the ship. They just turned it back to Earth. Now, granted, the Guardians would have been wrecked, minus Groot and Rocket, which are the best Guardians. No. Gamora probably would have still died the same way. But my point is that would have been a much more interesting battle, because, like I said, you have the Vision and Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch, 3 of the strongest magic users of the MCU. And then you also have, who else was there?
Wakanda?
Yeah, Wakanda. They had
Thor showed up late.
But then Thor would have joined the battle with those people.
Yeah. And then there was, everybody in Wakanda. There was Bucky, Captain America. There was...
Captain America was probably the single most coolest character, minus Thanos in Infinity
Scarlet
War.
Witch and Vision didn't fight.
Vision didn't fight.
Scarlet Witch didn't fight either.
Yes, she did.
She was with Vision the entire time.
No, remember she went out into the field with
and she did
with Michonne and Black Widow.
Michonne.
Yeah, the chick that play. I call Black Panther's head of guard or whatever.
Yeah.
She's played by the chick that plays Michonne, so I just call her Michonne.
If you're talking about the one thing she did where she got the big machines to do.
Yeah, something. She waved her hands into
but
the machine.
That was it. otherwise she didn't like really participate in much of the fight.
You're right, and I feel that if everybody was there, she would have had more reason to.
Yeah.
You know, if
they just killed Vision.
Or if they just killed Vision.
He said he wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, Vision was willing to take that L. Then they could have taken the Mind Stone, given it to someone like Doctor Strange, which could actually do something with it.
You mean destroy it?
Yeah, they could have destroyed. She could have just destroyed it then. But then again, you know, she might have been. Her powers might have been affected by it, might not. But if you have Doctor Strange and Thor together, you really don't need Vision and Scarlet Witch. I mean, Doctor Strange and Thor could take down Thanos by themselves. And Hulk. If Hulk would have ever showed up. Now...
Well, at least to a certain extent, because then Doctor Strange abilities would just be completely countered.
How come?
Because, like, most of the fighting and stuff was, like, or at least for Doctor Strange, was explained through different realities and manipulation. And after he got the Reality Stone and all kinds of, like, everything else, then he could just undo everything Doctor Strange does so that he would just be a guy.
That's true. And though like I said, Thor beat Thanos. And the only reason that Thanos snapped was because Thor let him, pretty much. Mm-hmm. He was gloating about his win. He was like, haha, I beat you. You know, this is where you die. I want to see your, like, last bit of life.
The Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy were the true villains of the movie.
So you're saying that you're one of those people that was Thanos did nothing wrong?
Well, then again, I'm the kind of person advocating for the next plague.
Well, geez, that's not nice.
We have too many people.
Well, you know, that's
overpopulation
is
rapidly becoming
You know what? Thanos agrees with you. And though I don't believe a plague is the right way to go, zombie apocalypse. Okay? If we're going to have to do this, I want to fight some zombies.
Zombie apocalypse don't discriminate.
That's true. Plagues don't either.
No, they do. It's called antibodies.
Oh, well, but what if there is an antibody to the zombie apocalypse, like World War Z? Well, it wasn't antibody, but they had
there's no such thing as an antibody for something ripping you apart.
No, but in World War Z, they infected themselves to where the zombies didn't notice them.
Yeah, if they were but that's a movie.
It is a movie. Book. Not the book.
In the book, they had the Battle of Hope.
Okay. What happened in the Battle of Hope? I need to refresh my memory.
The Battle of Hope, what they did is they set up a camp in Hope, New Mexico, because they chose that place because it was kind of symbolic, because they also the name. And what they did is that they had a huge circle of soldiers, and what they would do is they would shoot the zombies as they would come by, and they would like swap in and out and like reload, do whatever they needed to do, and they did that for like weeks on end, and they had just tons of bodies. Yeah, and the goal was pretty much just kill all the zombies, and that was the Battle of Hope. But then you have something like the Battle of Yonkers, which didn't go well because they just wanted to publicize it. They didn't actually think we need to fight.
Yeah. You know, if you're in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, you should not be really worried about publishing things.
But then again, they weren't like the military is trained, like, you know, shoot for center of mass, not the head. So,
well, you would have thought they would have caught on.
Also, explosions are useless against zombies.
To an extent.
Well, because what kills people in explosions is the shockwave.
That's true, but if you use like a shrapnel grenade on like a group of zombies, it could kill them.
It could, but
it might not.
And human,
it would blow their limbs off, so they would be.
But they're still alive, and they still pose a threat.
They do, but not near as much. I feel like you shouldn't use explosives in the zombie apocalypse unless you're dealing with other humans. But you know, if you don't want to deal with other humans,
so the whole thing is like there's a zombie apocalypse in the city. Let's blow it up with a nuclear bomb. That's not going to do anything.
A nuclear bomb would just disintegrate the zombies.
Yes, but it doesn't. That's like within a small area. It's not like because here it'll disintegrate everything, and then here it'll destroy everything due to the shockwave, and here it'll do some other stuff and one of the main ways to die in a nuclear explosion is also through radiation, which doesn't affect.
And radioactive zombies are not fun. Okay, radioactive zombies are just like worse. They're just worse. They're like flames or zombies on fire. No one wants to deal with fire in the zombie apocalypse. No one wants to deal with radiation. No, we just want to deal with some old-fashioned zombies. Be Rick Grimes, shoot them with a big, oversized revolver.
And should have broken your hand in the very first episode.
That's what he did?
No, he should have, because the way he shoots it, he holds it like way up and then like like
Oh, yeah.
angles his wrist down, so when he shoots, like it should break your wrist.
Well, or you could be like Daryl and have a crossbow. Crossbows are cool.
And drink moonshine.
Yep, drink moonshine and burn a house down.
And kill your brother.
And kill your kill your zombie brother. But speaking of The Walking Dead, I hear that this next episode is supposed to be very like emotional or something like that. I hear it's gonna be good. I know you stopped watching the show, didn't you?
After Terminus. Well, actually, after the gunfight at Terminus.
Gotcha. That was one of the best episodes of the show. I feel like season 5 was like their best season, kind of.
See, I was surprised the show even took off because of how poor season 1 was.
Season 1 was great.
No.
Season 2 was poor.
Season 1, like, the start is nice, and then it's like, it just goes downhill for a bit. It's like super slow. Like they try to dramatize the thing way too much.
I feel like
especially with was his name Shane.
Shane, yeah. Or
Shane my bad, the Punisher.
I see what you did there. Speaking of the Punisher, I gotta say, I was not impressed with the TV show. Unpopular opinion, it was too slow. Speaking of slowness,
did you watch season 2?
No, I didn't make it.
That's why, yeah. Season 1, it's notorious for being super slow. Like, it doesn't pick up until like 6 episodes in. Season 2 is so much better.
Yeah, but who's gonna wait 6 episodes for it to pick up? That's just 6 hours of my life I'm never gonna get back.
Did you finish it?
No, I didn't finish episode 1.
Watch it, okay? You need to watch the Punisher. It's really, really good. It doesn't do anything like how Daredevil does when it starts introducing like mysticism and like ninjas and crap.
My first introduction into the like TV version of the MCU was Iron Fist. And
yeah,
I'm surprised I stuck with that. And then I did Jessica Jones, which was much better.
I watched like 3 or 4 episodes of Daredevil, binged the entire season of Luke Cage, and
never got to Luke Cage.
And then went back to Daredevil, and then I stopped like essentially like 2 episodes after they introduced all like mysticism and crap. It sucks. And then Punisher came out, and I was like, this is it.
I didn't make it to Luke Cage because I felt that he was in Jessica Jones, so I kind of knew who he was about.
And then I think I watched like a quarter of the first episode of The Defenders.
I watched a quarter. I watched until they had like the earthquake thing.
So the last episode?
That was not the last episode. That was the first episode.
Really? Oh yeah, that was the first episode.
And I don't remember like anything about
for something as major of an event like a huge earthquake that destroys like so much.
They did not cover it. You
like,
would have thought
they barely talk about it again. Like the only, for instance, in Daredevil in the first episode, that's it. Yeah. That's the only time they ever talk about it. And then they never talk about it in The Punisher. They never talk about it. And I believe they never talked about it in Luke Cage either.
You would have thought that because the shows are supposed to be kind of like concurrent with like what's happening in the universe.
It's like another side MCU.
When is the snapping going to happen?
What is the Punisher doing while Thanos is running around?
Exactly. What is the Punisher doing?
Actually, I think wasn't there like a comic where Punisher fought Thanos?
There's a comic where Daredevil fought. There's a comic where Squirrel Girl fought Thanos.
I think I saw it like it was I'm thinking of something completely different. It was Ghost Rider, right?
Yeah, Ghost Rider.
So his like little
Nick Cage.
You know his little like what his ability is, right?
Not familiar.
It's called the Penance Stare, and what it is to where what they do is the person looks into the eyes of him, and they can see all the sins that they've committed.
Oh my!
And there's only 2 people that are immune to it. The one is Deadpool, because he doesn't see them as sins. He sees them as like a sweet highlight reel of all the cool shit he's done. And then the Punisher, when he's essentially never really committed a sin, so he like everything he's done has essentially been for good. But there was one episode in season 2 that once you get to it, it's really cool. I really like it.
I feel that I actually heard that in the Disney Plus. I'm assuming that the Defenders are all going to Disney Plus. I mean, they all got canceled. Yeah. They all got snapped by Netflix.
Mm-hmm. Isn't there one that's still around or no? Or
Jessica Jones is getting season 3, but after that she gets snapped.
Yeah, and then I think wasn't Daredevil?
Daredevil was like one of the. It was the first or second one. I think it was Daredevil, Luke Cage, or no, Iron Fist got.
I can't
first.
believe like a week after season 2 of Punisher came out, they went ahead and canceled season 3. It's ridiculous.
That's Netflix for you. And I would talk so much trash about Netflix, but then we got like Stranger Things, Umbrella Academy, stuff like that. I love me some Umbrella Academy.
That's just things on the Netflix.
But no, those are
platform.
Netflix originals. What else is there that's on Netflix original that's just perfect?
Oh, there was one. I remember. What was it? Tracer. I think is
I
what it
haven't
was.
watched Tracer.
Actually, is
What's
that
it
Netflix?
about?
Is that Netflix original?
I don't know.
Here, I'll have to check real quick.
You check. Netflix originals that are good. I know everyone watches Orange is the New Black, but like I just can't really. I don't really find that amusing. Like.
Oh no, it wasn't Tracer's. My bad. It was. Hold on.
There was another Netflix original that I think I watched. It was really short. Let's see. I know Glasses watches Big Mouth a lot.
Yeah.
Very crude humor. If that's your thing, go watch Big Mouth.
Hey, what would you say is your favorite underrated movie?
Underrated movie? Oh,
Skip
gee.
Trace was the name of the movie I was talking about.
Skip Tracer. Okay. Underrated movie. I gotta think about this. I'm one of those people that loves overrated movies. Infinity War, Empire Strikes Back. Those are like my two favorite movies. Pretty much any MCU movie minus The Dark World and Incredible Hulk.
I said underrated.
I know. I'm telling you my favorite movies, but I don't know. I'm trying to like get down the list. Underrated movies.
Oh, The Do-Over is a Netflix original. That one seems kind of seems like with some people it's either a hit or miss.
What's that about?
It's the one with Adam Sandler and I can't remember the name of the other guy. He to where they essentially like fake their deaths like to get better lives, but
Oh my.
yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Let's see.
Wow.
The name of the guy is David Spade. There you go.
David Spade. Okay. Wow. I literally am on a blank here.
One of my favorite movies is with Liam Neeson. It's Nonstop.
Never heard of it.
It's a movie to where he's an air marshal, and the whole movie takes place on a plane.
Really?
And somebody threatens to kill a passenger like every, I think it was 20 minutes.
Oh.
Unless like a certain amount of money gets transferred in, and it's really cool. It's like a whole conspiracy thing. You should definitely watch the movie. It's not on Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon, sadly. So, go to Google and watch Nonstop online free.
I don't have a favorite underrated movie, but I do have a favorite underrated TV show.
What's that?
It's called Jericho.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's on Netflix, and the guy that plays he was in Riverdale, and he plays one of the characters' dads. He is the main character, a lot younger, of course, and it's about this town in Kansas that it's in the nuclear apocalypse. Only it's not like Fallout or anything. It's like the very beginning, but they don't get nuked. It's just they're the big cities in the United States get nuked. And they're just a small town in Kansas, so they don't really see much of that. But it's kind of like how their town turns into like a community almost. And then I heard from my cousin that told me about it. They canceled it because the plot lines were getting a little too like real, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's just what I heard from my cousin, but my cousin could be wrong.
But my all-time favorite TV show, I have two of them. The first one is Bates Motel.
Never watched it, but I heard it was really good.
It's really, really good. It's on Netflix. Go watch it. And the other one is Psych.
Psych. I heard about that one.
Yeah.
What's that one about?
That one is it's a person to where he is a police consultant, and he says that he's psychic. But the only reason he does that is because if he hadn't said that, then he would have been arrested. So. But now he's like gone to this whole thing to where he has to pretend he's psychic. It's a really funny show.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, they I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah, I think it was 2006. They released a movie like several years after the show ended. It was for Christmas. It was really good.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that
it's all on Amazon, I believe.
Really, I'll have to check that out because we got Prime.
Mm-hmm.
So but yeah, my favorite I know this is so overrated. I just finished binging Game of Thrones. I highly recommend Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's like, oh, it's just pretty much light porn. No, no, it has a great storyline. It's like, I mean, it's a really good storyline. Trust me. And the final season's coming in April, so I know like half of my friends have my HBO account. It's actually my parents, and they're kind of mooching off of us so they can watch Game of Thrones.
Did you know that you can watch the entirety of the B movie on Pornhub?
Did you know that they have a live stream of SpongeBob on Pornhub?
Yes.
Really?
They also do it on YouTube.
Well, of course they do it on YouTube. I saw a live stream from for I think it was Ed and Eddie on YouTube.
Yeah, I saw one earlier today. It was what was it? It was I can't remember. I saw it earlier today. Anyway.
All right. What was your favorite cartoon growing up as a kid?
I never really watched much cartoons. The things I watched when I was younger was like, Dazed and Confused, American Pie, stuff like that.
Wow.
Breakfast
okay.
Club.
That's not really like what I thought you were gonna say, but okay. I watched like cartoons.
Anything on what was it? Adult Swim.
Wow.
Family Guy. There you go. I watched a lot of Family Guy.
Here I was watching Ben 10.
Yeah,
He's watching Family Guy.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Family Guy.
Man, I remember I watched the Star Wars special for Family Guy recently. It was pretty funny.
Isn't that like 3 episodes long or something like
they
that?
it's like they have one for each movie. Or one of the original trilogy. And I gotta say, some of the jokes in that are really funny. Especially for Empire. Empire, I have a bias against Empire. I think it's a great movie. Best Star Wars movie. I think it's one of the best movies of all time. I'm gonna just put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
But here's he say, she say. But anyways, so speaking of Star Wars, what is your opinion on the next movie coming out? You think it's gonna be good? You think it's gonna be garbage fire?
I honestly didn't even know a new movie was coming out.
Oh yeah, they're gonna finish the trilogy for the episode 9.
I guess they do only release in trilogies.
Except the spin-offs, which, by the way, I watched. Have you seen Solo?
No, I heard it wasn't good.
It was okay. It was like.
Did they have to like rewrite the script like a bunch?
Oh, it went through production nightmares.
Actually, that was also the one where it was I believe it was the director. There was a huge controversy with him.
They got Ron Howard as the director. He played in the Andy Griffith Show way back when.
Yeah.
Throwback to old TV. But anyways, Solo was okay. Like it didn't amaze me, but I don't regret paying my $10 to go see it.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, there was this one TV show I watched. My absolute favorite TV channel is Comedy Central.
Really?
Yeah, and I saw this. It was this one like mini series or TV show. I only watched one episode, but I really wanted to watch the other episodes, but I couldn't really get around to it. I don't remember the name for the life of me, and I've been looking for it for ages. But I remember one scene very clearly where the main character for some reason had like his friend told him just buy a ton of drugs. And it's like, so he went and like he bought a ton of drugs, and then it was like, okay, well now I got all these drugs. What am I supposed to do? Just do them all, I guess. And then I get smash cuts like outside of a hotel room. Like, oh, and then
that's when all of our viewers' headphones burst.
Yeah, and then for the next like 20 minutes, it's like it was amazing, and I can't remember the name of it. But I remember that scene very clearly. I really want to.
What's your favorite comedian out there?
I have about. Let's see.
You have to pick one.
Bo Burnham's pretty good.
Bo Burnham. There you go. See, my parents own a music store, so of course grown up around music, and Bo Burnham songs are just very catchy, and they're funny. Like you can go back and do Bo Burnham over and over and over, not like over and replay, but you could go back and enjoy those songs more than once.
What's your favorite Bo Burnham song?
It's between "Kill Yourself," let's see.
I like God's perspective, and
What's the
lower your expectations.
Lower your expectations?
Oh,
is funny.
We Think We Know You is pretty good.
I have not heard that one.
You haven't?
I probably have heard the one.
It was the end of his What special, I believe.
I probably have heard it. But I just don't. I can't like connect the dots here.
Or was it Straight White Male?
Oh, that one's no.
Sad.
Sad was. Oh my gosh, sad. Oh my gosh, sad was.
There was actually a joke. It was like being like, imagine having red hair.
Yeah.
It was
Oh
like,
yeah.
It was like a pause.
Shout out to the ginger. You soulless freak. I'm just joking. No, but in all seriousness, sad. And then there was one with the country one, the country song.
Oh yeah, the country songs were really good as well.
That was really funny.
With all these self-driving cars, soon they're gonna write a country song about the truck leaving him.
That's funny. I have to use that with my friends. Wow, that was a good joke. So I also like Fluffy. I think Fluffy's very funny. His impressions are funny.
Yeah, Fluffy's pretty good. I remember one of his one bit. It's really funny where he was talking about Cuban coffee.
Cuban coffee?
Yeah.
I have not heard this bit. I have not heard a lot of things.
Essentially, Cuban coffee is... I don't know if you've ever had it before, but it's like super, super caffeinated to where like essentially they're like shots, like they only give them to you in shots. And so he went to Cuba and he went to a restaurant and he asked for coffee. And so they gave it to him like a tiny shot. And he said, "No, I don't want a shot. Give me something big, like a bowl, like, you know, a lot of coffee," because he was like super tired. It was like, yeah. Okay. So they're like, "Are you sure?" It's like, "Yes, give me like a bowl if you have to, because I'm super tired." So they gave him like a huge bowl of coffee and like he drinks all of it and he's like, "Oh my god! Now I know how the Cubans can swim from Cuba to Florida because that shit is caffeinated." Woo!
I remember when they were trying to prank their black friend.
Oh yeah.
And they got the the basket.
The racist basket.
The racist basket with the fried chicken, the
Yeah,
Kool-Aid,
like
the watermelon.
Yeah, it was like when he was checking out the Walmart. It was like it was like a card in there as well.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
And like they walk, it's like, "Yes, can you please deliver this basket to this room?" And it's a black lady at the counter. Oh, she was like,
But that's the thing I like about comedians. I like, you know, but one thing I don't like about comedians is when they do movies. I like stand-up. That's like my main thing.
One person I think who does do it well is Ken Jeong, and like with Hangover.
I have not seen Hangover, but I've seen him before. He's like one of the judges on The Masked Singer. My mom hooked me on that show.
Yeah. You should also watch or another comedian I really like is Brian Regan. He's pretty funny.
Not seen. I might have seen him, but I don't think I have.
Yeah, there's one bit. There's one bit on that he has on YouTube, which the audience should definitely listen to. It's really good. And he also recently got a Netflix special.
Really? What's the special name?
Give me a minute.
While he's researching this, there was a special on Netflix called I think it was called Man on Fire, and me and my friends have watched it. Like, we all watched it together, and I mean, we had to pause that thing so many times because it was we were laughing so hard we couldn't hear the next joke. I recommend that. I definitely recommend that. Anyways, so did you pull it up?
I think I might have taken it off.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
Netflix,
unfortunate.
Yeah, Netflix is super weird.
Yeah, that's my one problem with Netflix. They keep taking things off. It's like
nunchucks and flamethrowers.
That sounds amazing.
That's what it was called. Yep, it's still on Netflix.
Okay, well, I'm gonna still rant about Netflix. They take things off way too much. I need my I need consistency here, because my whole reason of having Netflix is because my cousin pays for it and I don't. But if I were to pay for it, I would want the security of knowing that I don't have to buy this thing.
Why don't you just download them?
You can download them?
Yeah, you can download them.
I mean, you can. Netflix has the thing.
And then once Netflix takes them off, you still have them downloaded so you can watch them. Yeah, I've done that a bunch.
I didn't know that.
Like, for instance, Psych used to be on Netflix, so I downloaded every single episode of the 8 seasons.
That's a lot of space.
Yeah, well, I have 128 gigs on my phone.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know what to do with them.
I understand.
Also, I put them on my computer, so.
Oh, that's smart. But yeah, I just feel that Netflix needs to stop doing that. Sometimes I know it's not their fault. You know, their licensing things go, expired, but like you need to give me a warning, okay? Because I remember
They give you actually quite a warning.
Like, okay, they have those sites for like everything that's leaving Netflix, but I want like Netflix the app to be like, this is leaving in so many days.
They do. It's called expiring, and they mark it.
They do?
Yeah, they do. Mind you, like a few years ago, it was pretty subtle, but recently it's like huge. Actually, yeah, it's pretty big and it's quite noticeable. But one show I do like is Scrubs.
Yeah.
And
you do?
Yeah, I really like Scrubs, and because one of my favorite characters is Dr. Cox. He has I wrote some of these down like because they're so funny. Let's see.
You got quotes from the show?
Yeah, here let's see. Here we go. Let's go to my favorite one. It's right here. Okay. I suppose I could riff a list of things that I care as little about as our last week together. Let me see. Low carb diets, Michael Moore, the Republican National Convention, Kabbalah and all Kabbalah related products, high def TV, the Bush daughters, wireless hotspots, the OC, the UN, recycling, getting punked, Danny Gaines, the Latin Grammys, the real Grammys, Jeff and Wiggle who sleeps too darn much, the Yankees, payroll, all the red states, all the blue states, every hybrid car, every talk show host, everything on the planet, everything in the solar system, everything that exists, past, present, and future, in all discovered and undiscovered dimensions. Oh, and Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman?
Hugh Jackman.
Wow. He doesn't like the Wolverine.
Yeah, he slams...
That's all I got from that.
He slams Hugh Jackman several times. Like, and then there was another one like... So what you're saying is that you have a problem that is totally your problem, but you'd like to find a way to make that problem my problem, but here's the problem. It's not my problem.
Wow. Spoken from...
And they made a website. It's called Coxisms. It's like and it's like tons, like essentially everything he's ever said in the show. It's so cool. I like to just, like, when I'm bored, just go to that website and just go through. It's
beautiful.
But back to what I was saying earlier, Scrubs was on Hulu, and there was a bit where they said it was expiring because they were going to take it off Hulu. But then, for some reason, like one day, like when it was around, I believe it was like about a week before it was supposed to be taken off Hulu, the expiring tag just went away. Like, and then now Scrubs is still on Hulu.
That's just the way it be sometimes.
Also, one interesting thing I find about Hulu is that it's actually platform dependent. So one thing that's on the computer may not be on your phone, or may not be on your tablet,
Really?
or may not be on the TV.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I found that out because there was I can't remember the name of the show, but I was watching a show on my computer, and so I went into bed and looked at my phone. It wasn't there. And so I Googled, like, what happened, because there's no way they removed it from, like, the 2 steps I had to take to get to my bed.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so it's platform dependent.
Yeah, I really like Hulu. I'm mooching off of my friend's Hulu.
But, Amazon is better, though.
Can we talk about mooching for a moment? Do you mooch or do you pay?
I my own stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm like a parasite. I mooch off of everybody. Let's see. Like I said, my cousin's Netflix. I've had that since like 2013. Put it this way: when I had Netflix, there was nothing on Netflix. Okay, like it was like 2 years.
Blockbuster is still around.
Blockbuster was still around, and it wasn't in its heyday, but it was there. Okay, there is one Blockbuster left.
Yeah,
two if you count the one in Captain Marvel.
There were 2. Like a few years ago, there were 2, but then it closed down, and now there's only one left in Alaska.
Wow. Poor Blockbuster.
You know, the guy who owns that is I think he's the CEO of Blockbuster technically now.
Yeah, I mean, you could say I'm a CEO. I mean, I'm not Bruce Wayne or anything, but, you know. Well, I'm not the CEO, but the guy, he can be like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing about Batman I never got. Like, he uses Wayne Tech stuff for his Bat stuff, right? He just puts black on it, and he's like, it's Batman stuff now.
Yeah, but they don't, like, you know, have like a giant W on his chest or anything like Wayne Tech.
No, but wouldn't the money trail of all these missing gadgets?
He's a billionaire. He can cover it up. And he owns the company, so he can cover it up.
Yeah, but a cover-up only goes so far.
Not really.
What if he died? Batman's died before.
Then who cares? If he's dead, who cares?
Everyone will know. Everyone will know.
Oh man, it looks like Wayne was Batman all along. Well, who cares? He's dead. What are you gonna do about it?
What if he comes back to life? It's happened. It happened. Okay, that's why I have to say that. What about the what does that sound? What about the Ra's al Ghul? Put him in the pit, and he came back to life. And then what if everyone was like, "Oh no, he's dead," but who cares? And then he's Batman again, and then
he can be somebody else.
Then he would be Iron Man. He would essentially be Iron Man.
Then he could just be a different. See, the thing about main reasons why most superheroes or heroes in general want to have a secret identity is because if their identity is revealed,
then they're hurt the ones near them.
No, because then they'll have to be that hero full time.
That's true.
So, like for instance, there's a bit in the Flash comics where it was like, if they could find out who his identity is, but then it's like, well, what are they gonna do? Go after his family? The dude can run faster, like super fast. Who cares? He's gonna get to you before you could do anything.
That's true, but I mean, like, that did happen in Iron Man 3. They blew up his house, and Pepper was there.
Yeah, but there was actually there's one bit where Flash went way into the future, and he was in Central City, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So it was there in like essentially the place is utopia. There's just no crime because he decides to micromanage the shit out of the city. So crime never happens.
Oof.
Because as soon as it happens, he's there.
See, that was actually similar to, it's not similar really, it kind of is, Civil War 2 in the comics. Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with Civil War 2?
No.
The gist of it is Iron Man versus Captain Marvel. Okay, everyone knows who Captain Marvel is. If you would have told me this 2 years ago, I would have been like, who's Captain Marvel?
You know the character who's been rewritten 8 times in the past 10 years?
Exactly. That character. Basically, there's in the comics, for those who don't know, the X-Men and the Inhumans, you know, that one show that kind of flopped like immediately.
The one show that was on Hulu, the front page for like a day, and then never heard of again.
Exactly, and then that actually makes sense in the comics. Not that they flop, but they're there. The X-Men, the Hulu, the Inhumans, and the Avengers are all like in the same universe. They all intermingle. Anyways, so there was this guy named Ulysses. And I'm not going to go into too much depth if you want.
Ulysses?
No. He's an Inhuman. But I'm not going to go too far in the plot, basic plot. He can see the future. That's his power. But he only sees probabilities of the future. So it's a very high possibility that this could happen, but it's not like set in stone. So Iron Man, I mean, is like, okay, that's cool. And then, but Captain Marvel's like, we got to use these visions to like stop crimes before they happen. But then Iron Man's like, haha, let's not do that because what if it doesn't happen? And in fact, it caused a lot of people to die. And then like they were like, Spider-Man's gonna kill Captain America. And then they were like, and then Captain Marvel was like, all right, Spider-Man, you're coming with me. And then Captain America was like,
so what you're saying is Captain Marvel caused problems.
Captain Marvel caused problems.
But then again, every hero's caused problems. You can never really call them heroes because it seems like they cause all the problems.
I would like you to tell me what problem. Never mind. I was gonna say never mind. No, can't use that hero. Okay. I'm literally going for my head. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I was gonna say Captain America. Problems. Obviously Iron Man. Obviously Thor.
The Sokovia Accord.
What about Black Widow?
She's caused problems as well.
What problems?
She let's see. Well, she essentially turned on everybody like many a time. She's double, triple, quadruple agented many a times. She caused problems for the Avengers and other people.
She leaked Hydra stuff.
Yeah,
that did cause a problem. Hawkeye. What did Hawkeye ever do to anybody?
Hawkeye. Who's he?
Ooh, he's the guy with the bow and arrow.
Oh, him. To be fair, Hawkeye's kind of the guy to where he's like, I don't care, I just want to go home.
Yeah, well, or he's like, I want to be part of the team, and everyone's like, no, Hawkeye.
No, he's like, I want to go home.
What did Nick Fury ever do?
He caused shitloads of problems, dude. He was the reason essentially everything fell apart at S.H.I.E.L.D.
it was not his fault.
He's a really bad leader if he was unable to find out that Hydra had such a huge cell within his own thing.
In his defense, he was off hanging out with Captain Marvel. It was all cool. Okay?
No, so Captain Marvel caused more problems.
You know what? We can blame it on Captain Marvel because she already caused problems. I'm trying to get one hero here. One hero.
You're not going to find a hero.
At the expense of others.
You're not going to find a hero.
Well, I'm not going to find a villain, so I guess no one's a hero and everyone's a villain.
Everybody's a villain.
Everyone's a villain, but to a certain degree.
See, what's the thing? What's the quote? Let's see. If you're a hero, you either
live long enough to see yourself.
Yeah, you either live long enough to see
die
yourself.
Or live.
Become a villain.
The Dark Knight quote.
Yeah.
Alfred never did anything wrong. I'm sure we could find out evidence, but
he dug a ton of bodies, and buried them.
Probably did. But I literally am dying to try to find somebody that's clean. Okay, people make mistakes. Okay, people make mistakes.
There's a difference between mistakes and dropping a building on a city.
Who dropped a building on a city?
Everybody in Age of Ultron.
Oh, and in Civil War.
Yeah,
and in Superman.
Do you know how much money they caused so much problems for everybody in Berlin? Do you know how many people were trying to fly out of that airport in Berlin?
And then half the airplanes got destroyed.
Exactly. Hell, they used an airplane as a baseball bat.
They used an airplane as a lot more than a baseball bat.
Exactly.
Think about Thanos. That's
that's
awful for the economy. Thanos is awful for the economy.
The only person who's never caused any problems is Ant-Man.
I'm sure he tried to rob Hank Pym.
But then he became Ant-Man.
After he tried to rob.
And he was forgiven. He was forgiven, so.
He was forgiven.
If you're forgiven, then
I'm totally sure he destroyed his his ex-wife's house with a giant Thomas the Tank Engine.
To defeat that guy, but who cares? It's his ex-wife. Destroy her house every now and then.
This is a PSA from. No, but okay. What about the Wasp? What did the Wasp do?
She's only had an hour of screen time. Oh, I know exactly. It was she did something at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, or somewhere in the middle. Yeah, she did do something. I can't remember exactly what it was. It's been a long time since.
What do you think about the Wasp?
I think she had zero time to develop. Well, I mean, I guess it is the character. I guess. All right, yeah. She had zero time to develop that particular character to develop as the Wasp. I mean, she had a ton of character development, but not
the first
enough.
Ant-Man.
But not enough as the Wasp.
Yeah. I agree, and I feel like we need
I think she has the potential to be a good character. They just need to give her more, time.
I agree, and that's my problem with Kevin Feige saying that Captain Marvel is going to be the new flagship hero of the MCU. She's been there for a movie, okay? Not she has a movie. Originally he said Spider-Man, which has been there for 3 movies now, going on maybe 4, and definitely he's gonna probably be an Endgame, at least as at the very end, something like that. But then we got Far From Home. He's been there long enough. We know what his whole thing is. I don't mind Captain Marvel being there and being a flagship hero if she's been there longer than 2 seconds and comes in, saves the day, and flies off. Okay, have you seen Captain Marvel?
Not yet, no.
It was an okay movie. It wasn't as okay, I know the hype around it, the whole controversy around it. It was not. I actually enjoyed it more than Black Panther.
The ratings were so bad in that movie, Rotten Tomatoes had to delete the scores.
Oh yeah. Well, that's Rotten Tomatoes for you. Insert laugh track here. But in all seriousness, it's like that one meme of Stewie Griffin, remember? Where he inserted his own laugh track, and it was awful. Yeah. But it was okay. Anyways, but yeah, so I didn't think it was that bad of a movie. I thought there was just kind of, I feel like Captain Marvel, the actress was not good for that role. I feel like they would have gotten any other actress that would have been better.
Did you know they had to hire a
butt double?
Yep.
That's
stooping to new lows.
I mean, if you're gonna do Captain Marvel, you gotta think about this. Hollywood, just throwing that out there. Hollywood. You couldn't have gotten anyone better to do Captain Marvel. Anyone.
Yeah, there's a lot of
people that would like to have that role. Okay?
Or even just the fact of getting into the MCU.
MCU.
They could not even know who Captain Marvel was, which is a very high chance.
Yeah.
But the fact of being a part of the MCU.
A big part of the MCU. If you get your own solo movie, you're a big part of the MCU.
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
Hawkeye never got it.
Hawkeye, that's because...
Black Widow never got his own.
She's getting her
Technically,
own movie.
New Hulk has never got his own.
He actually... Black Widow is getting a movie. She's getting a movie next year?
They did say that Hulk is
Year
not
after?
going to get his own movie because the whole collection of all the movies is technically his own movie.
Well, but Hulk doesn't need a movie.
Yeah.
I feel like Black Widow has earned her keep for that movie.
And let's see, Falcon never got his own movie.
Well, that's because, Falcon just flies around.
He was a huge part in the second Winter Soldier.
He was in Civil War. He was in Infinity War, but no one except Gamora, Thor, and Tony Stark had really anything happening. They were cameos, pretty much. Those were the three main characters, and Thanos, of course, were of Civil War. Even though I would love to say that Captain America was so freaking cool in Civil War. All of 10 seconds he was there. I'm sorry, I'm very biased for Captain America. He's probably my favorite superhero, just because America, America. And here's my problem with Captain Marvel. Okay, back to Captain Marvel. I feel like there should have been, and this is my problem with like a lot of superhero movies in the MCU. The ones that I like, the first Spider-Man, Thor Ragnarok, the Avengers movies in general, team-up movies. Now, team-up movies don't work for everyone, but in Spider-Man Homecoming, it was Spider-Man's movie. You could tell. But Tony Stark made 2 or 3 appearances, so that it connects it. Thor Ragnarok had Hulk in it, and if we would have had, for instance, in Black Panther, Bucky was there the entire time. What if Bucky just came in with a machine gun in Black Panther? That would have been so much cooler than him being at the sidelines of Infinity War.
Loki never got his own movie.
Loki's been in all of the Thor movies. Okay? Thor Ragnarok was not a Thor movie. I mean, it was. Don't get me wrong. But there were so many... I mean, Thor, Loki, Valkyrie. Just brain farted. And Hulk. That was a good team. I heard Valkyrie was coming back in Endgame. I hear rumors. I hope so. She was...
Valkyrie's not her name. She is a Valkyrie.
She is a Valkyrie. Well, we don't know her name. We just know that she's a Valkyrie, so they called her Valkyrie on the products and stuff. But I like her. She's down to earth. She's cool. Did you know that the guy that plays Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, he's from South Carolina? Did you know that?
No.
Upstate, I think. Small town or something like that. But I thought that was really cool. I mean, and the chick that plays Michonne, like I said, was in Black Panther. There was have you seen Black Panther?
I have. I personally don't like the movie.
I thought that it was okay. There was a lot of talking, and in a Marvel movie, I don't want talking. I want just action.
One actor I do like was in he made the movie better, I think, in my opinion. But the movie overall wasn't great.
What actor?
It was the guy with the CIA.
Yeah, he was pretty good. I liked that one scene where she took off the wig and used the wig as a weapon.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. I like Black Panther in other people's movies, like Civil War. Actually, I didn't like him in Civil War because he was so just gun ho about killing Bucky. It got to the point where it was annoying. I liked him in Infinity War. I liked when him and Cap were running at the army ahead of everybody else. That was a really cool scene.
Yeah.
I just didn't really... I liked him in his own movie. I thought that he was... I feel like there needs to be a sequel for me to be like, oh yeah, I like the Black Panther brand as a single thing. And I feel like there needs to be a little bit more tying to everything else, because that's the whole best part of the MCU is that everything's tied together. All the stories are intertwined.
Yeah.
Even the TV characters, okay, as little and minute as they are compared to the big story, they're there. Okay, we can't forget them.
Punisher.
Punisher versus Thanos.
Punisher
That's
did
gonna be
nothing
in
wrong.
game. That's gonna be in game.
Punisher did nothing wrong.
Punisher did do nothing wrong. Wait, what did he do? I haven't seen that show. I know he killed a lot of people.
Watch it.
I need to watch it.
The
But
only people he's killed deserved it. Actually, have you played Payday?
I've not played Payday.
I mean, when I saw this in season 2, the person who plays Vlad in Payday 2 is in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, he's.
That's kind of like.
I found that really cool.
That's kind of like the guy that plays Trevor in GTA 5 is in Walking Dead as pretty much Trevor. Like he's Simon, but he's himself. Okay. I know you haven't gotten that far in Walking Dead.
After GTA 5, whenever was it Stephen Ogg, I believe is his
yeah,
name?
After
GTA 5, every single role he's had after that has essentially just been like
Trevor.
Yeah. Do Trevor.
Do Trevor. Personally, I think that that was pretty much what the role of Simon on Walking Dead was.
You know,
It was
in
pretty much
GTA
just-
5, one character I did like was Lamar.
I never played GTA 5.
Oh my god.
It's just not my thing. This podcast is just me saying I haven't done this or I haven't seen this.
See, all the things you've done, I haven't done. All the things I've done, you haven't done.
And this is why we have a podcast, so we can talk about them.
What the hell has Glasses done?
Glasses loves like
Aside
retro music and retro
Aside from
movies.
getting sick.
Except from getting sick. Apparently,
If he's not retro, doesn't he go off and get the plague?
he's not that retro. I'm talking like 70s and 80s here, okay? And maybe some 90s, and some 90s.
Not 15th, 16th century.
Yeah. When you're talking retro and then you go into watching Camelot.
Oh.
That was a really bad joke.
Interesting.
Checking your phone during the podcast?
Got a report on something.
Really? What is it? For all our viewers to know.
You want me to read it?
Do I want to know? Clear throat.
Houston caught giving convicted child rapist access to children.
Oh my gosh. That's just, well, Houston, we have a problem. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Hey, at least we only went 52 minutes and 30 seconds in before we brought up something semi-political.
I don't know if that's even political. That's just news. And that's the thing about the news. It's always bad news. Why can't we have fireman saves a kitten from a tree?
CNN, MSNBC.
Oh wow, throwing in some names there. No, yeah, at CNN,
Actually,
and as whatever.
Fox News got barred for something, I believe.
You know what?
I think
All
it's
of them.
blacklisted.
Give me some good news. I don't want to hear about it. Okay, if you're talking about like Congress and the Senate, okay, like all you talk about is bad news. I mean, I get it. That's where all your stuff is. But give me some good news. I want to hear good things, positivity.
One YouTuber I do like, who's I guess he is a journalist. He's called The Quartering.
I've never heard of this man.
He covers like entertainment, so like movies, games, all kinds of stuff. He recently started a new store called what was it? It was I forgot the name of it. I'll have to look it up. But essentially, it's a place where you can buy games and you can also look at like gaming related stories and movies and stuff.
Gamefly.com.
And
It's a joke.
didn't they go under?
I don't know. I just remember getting ads when I was like 12 for it.
Well, anyway, so he covers like all this stuff, and you can be a writer. You can become a writer in the gaming industry there if you want. But they're not biased at all. They're not doing the thing where
Like
where
IGN?
journalists they're just straight up plagiarizing, but where the journalists are faking good reviews just so they can be on the good side of the publishers
And
or
get the free
companies.
copies.
Yeah, and get free copies and early access.
I just think that's all BS. That's why I have my certain people that I watch for game reviews. Where's that guy that I forgot his name? The one where he's like buy, wait, rent or like something like that. He has like a rating system, and he's like, "This is not one of those like 30-second reviews or something." The audience might know who I'm talking about. I forgot his name, but I feel like his reviews are pretty good. But all right. We're going on 55 minutes here.
Oh, wait. I gotta find the name of what it is first.
Okay.
Yeah. I know it starts with an E and it's games. It's 2 words.
5 minutes later.
Exclusively games.
Exclusively games. That's a shameless plug, people.
Go there, watch the quartering. He's really cool. I like him.
So into the podcast. Do you have anything you would like to recommend?
I just did.
Well, besides your anything else you would like to recommend?
Everything we said we should probably watch because we wouldn't have brought it up unless we thought it was good.
I actually have a podcast that I think our listeners should listen to. It's an audio drama called We're Alive. It's really good. I've recommended it to 10 people already.
Read World War Z. Good read.
Well, I wasn't finished. We're Alive is they call it the theater for the mind. And basically it's a zombie apocalypse. The zombies are like World War Z, but not quite as pile up buildings.
Movie World War Z or book World War Z?
Movie World War Z. But they're not as pile up buildings, herd mentality. They're herd mentality, but they're fast is what they're pretty much. They're fast zombies.
Rabies?
Not quite.
Rabid.
They're rabid.
That's what rabies is.
Whatever. Anyways, it's really good. It's like pretty much like a TV show, only you can't see it. The voice acting, the sound effects, they're very, top quality. But anyways, this has been the beard, the ginger, and the glasses.
One day you'll say it correctly.
One day I'll say it correctly. One day I'll say it correctly. And we're signing off. So I hope you enjoyed our episode 0. All right, later. Goodbye.